Hey everyone, Jason here, digital marketing consultant, and in this organization guide, you're going to learn a simple 5-step system for staying on top of all of your business ideas, and most importantly, making sure that you focus on the right ideas and let the ones that sounded like a good idea at the time fall by the wayside. Because there's nothing worse than having what you think is a great idea and then spending 5 or 6 hours on it only to look back a week or a month later and go, yeah, that wasn't as great as I thought. Definitely should have just stuck with what I was doing. So this will definitely combat ADD and shiny object syndrome. Timestamp table of contents in the description, along with some other helpful productivity guides and videos I'll be referencing as we go through this system. So the very first thing you want to do is make sure you take an inventory and then limit the number of locations something could be. Because the number one problem when it comes to losing things is having too many places to go look for it. So there are 3 main places you should have when it comes to your project management and specifically your business ideas. So the first 2 is places where you don't want to be storing business ideas. The first one will be your project manager or to-do list. So this will be your Asana, your Trello, your Basecamp, or your Todoist, Google Keep, wherever you keep your actual to-do lists and project management, you don't want to put business ideas there. The second place, of course, is going to be your file manager, like Google Drive or Dropbox or Box, wherever you store your files. Even if you're just storing them on your physical hard drive, you don't want to put business ideas there either, because you want to keep those squeaky clean for things that you're actively working on, because there's nothing worse than trying to move forward in your business and then find that your project manager and your files are cluttered with a bunch of stuff or half-done projects or half-done ideas, which is why archiving is so important, but I won't jump on that soapbox. The third place that you should be using as an entrepreneur and where you should be putting your ideas is a notebook. So it can either be a physical notebook like this one, or it can be something like Evernote. Now, I personally have been using this notebook for the past 3 years. This $10 notebook has lasted me that long. Or you can get fancy and buy one of those overly priced moleskin notebooks with something from your childhood. This is a Gundam. I'm a closet nerd. I really liked to watch Gundam when I was a kid. So when I saw this the other day, I just thought I had to pick it up, and justified, because this thing is definitely falling apart. There goes a page. So whichever you choose, whether it's $10 from Target or an overpriced moleskin notebook, you just need an actual place where all of your notes go, and that's the only place you put your business ideas. So the step number 2, now that you have a physical location or you've chosen a notebook inside of something like your Evernote or OneNote, is collection. Now the best way to actually collect your business ideas is to do it in real time. This is part of why I like using a notebook and not an electronic way, because I get a lot of ideas right before I go to bed or right when I wake up, or times when I'm not actually at my desk. And so instead of taking out your phone and having all that blue light affect your sleep, it's best to just quickly write it down. So whatever you choose, the best way to collect your business ideas is to write them immediately as you have them, and then most importantly, move on with your day. You never want to immediately act on your business ideas. Instead, you want to wait for step number 3, which is going to be your review. So either on a daily, weekly, or monthly basis, I'll leave that up to you, you want to go through all of your business ideas and inventory them and put them into 3 categories: your not to-do list, your wish list, and then your to-do list. So you want to break them down into one of these 3 categories. And personally, what I do is I go through my notebook every, I'd say, month or 2, and I look at all those big business ideas. And then inside of Evernote, I actually start organizing them electronically. So my not to-do list are those ideas, which is the majority of them for me, where it sounded like a good idea at the time, but now I'm rereading it, or I'm thinking about it in the context of my business and what we're trying to do and the goals I already have, and I go, that actually doesn't really make sense to do right now. Or worse, it goes, that's actually a terrible idea. Why on earth did I think that was so brilliant? So all of those go in the not to-do list. Then the next list is the wish list. And these are kind of like your passion projects, where things that you know you would really enjoy. For me, I'm a bit of a geek, so I really like building Excel sheets, and I have pretty much every other day, I have a new idea for some sort of Excel sheet that I want to build, either for myself or the business. Well, most of the time, those types of projects aren't necessarily important or urgent when it comes to actually running and growing your business. It's just something that you think would be fun. And so I put that on the wish list. So when I have free time or I'm on the weekends and I go, you know what, I really want to work on something, but I'm supposed to be taking time off work, then I go to my wish list, and those are the things that I do for fun. It is important though that it's actually things that you would enjoy. As in, if you had a free Saturday afternoon, you go, you know what, it'd be really cool if I could do that. Those are the only things that should go on your wish list. You don't want to try and pretend like it's a wish item when really it's something that you actually need to do to move your business forward. Which leads us to the last list, which is your actual to-do list. This is where you filter down all of those ideas and you go, these are the things that I think I should actually do, that you should actually do to move your business forward or start growing and scaling. So what's really important here is you make sure that that to-do list, those items are the ones that start to make it inside of your actual task manager or project manager. All the other ones should never see the light of day outside of your notebook and your Evernote or OneNote. And this makes sure that your project manager and of course your actual files, whatever file system you use, there's a link in the description to a video that actually walks through how we organize our files inside of Google Drive. Whatever system you use stays nice and clean on active projects, so it never gets cluttered with your ideas that you instantly come up with on the fly. The other thing that's really nice about this particular system is it makes sure that you don't get distracted with new ideas, because it's really easy to have an idea, you write it down, and you go, that sounds like a great idea. Let me just clear my schedule for the next week and work on this one thing. And then a couple weeks later, you look back and you go, wow, that was actually really, really impulsive. So there needs to be immediate action in terms of your idea to getting it out of your head so it doesn't clutter your mind, because your mind's not designed to be a file cabinet. So you get the idea out, but then you need a delay before you actually make the decision to act on it. It's essentially just sleeping on it to make sure it's something that you actually should be doing, so you make sure that you aren't being super ADD. Because when it comes to being an entrepreneur and a business owner, there's always more ideas and more things to do than there is actual time. So if you're struggling with trying to figure out what should I actually be focusing on, I highly recommend you go check out this book, The One Thing by Gary Keller. It's been an absolute game changer for myself when it comes to organizing my business ideas, and more importantly, actually making sure that I focus on the right ones long enough for them actually to be successful. And the last step, number 5, is to simply repeat this process over and over and over again. It's so easy to watch a video like this and then do it for a week or two and then just kind of let it drop off. But I really strongly urge you, as someone who struggles with normal ADD as well as shiny object syndrome with all the wonderful business ideas that we have internally and the bad ones as well, to really stick to this system. One of the easiest ways to make sure that you stick with it is to put a time on your calendar for that review and reflection. I'll actually link up in the description below to a video where I walk through how I do my monthly reflection and how this process of looking at all of the notes from the previous month integrates into that journaling regimen. So I always make sure that I'm staying focused on what's important, but also making sure that in the context of the ideas that I do have, that I give them a chance to make it into my actual project management plan for the coming months. So thank you so much for watching. Sincerely hope you got some value out of this video, and most importantly, you feel a lot more confident when it comes to organizing all of those ideas that are inevitably going to come your way. So go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe for more videos just like this one, and until the next, keep building the business you love.